because joining us right now is a member of the Cannabis Control Board, our buddy Wil Parkinson.
You were gonna say Wil Parkinson, weren't you?
No, I was trying to unmute. Wil Parkinson, who is rocking the colors, it seems, of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not sure if that's just a coincidence, but Will's also grown a playoff beard, it seems.
With the Bucks, yeah, this is my playoff beard. No, yeah, I'm going with the Bucks this year. I gotta root for the legend of Tom Brady.
Oh, so it's just because of Tom Brady, or because you've been a Bucks fan?
Hell yeah, no, it's just so big on Tom Brady. My team is the Seahawks, so I'm bandwagon riding at this point.
Oh, there you go, there you go. Well, we wanted to bring you on today to talk about the last meeting. I know there's all the drama with Tumon, but there was something that you guys discussed. It was last week, right? Was it one of the reporters like, oh, they were talking about Monumco and weed, and I'm not even sure. So what's going on?
Well, one of the big things that we were discussing last meeting was the micro licenses. The micro licenses that we have thought up for smaller growers. Because one of the things that came up in my research when I was looking at the capital investments for even the 2,500 square foot facility, they're quite high and unreachable for the average everyday person. And so I wanted to put in a size of cultivator that can be accessible to regular mom and pop farmers who want to try it without having to break the bank to get into the industry. And I see this as sort of a potential bridge, you know. Lots of small growers can enter the market at this level. And if they do well at the 500 square foot level, that gives them an opportunity to move up into the bigger levels if they so choose, or even stay there. But what the whole purpose of the micro licenses is for accessibility to regular people. We're trying to make it accessible to regular people. We don't want it to be shut out so just the big players are involved.
Mm-hmm. Can you kind of break that down? So we could go to the neighborhood mom and pop store and buy some weed?
Yeah, that's kind of how I would love to see it that way. I would love to see it that way where, you know, small mom and pop stores could go to a little corner store like they do now. But, you know, who knows if we could get my vision as liberal as I want it. But if I had my choice, we would regulate this like a potato.
So I'd like 6 empanada and 6 sticks of marijuana, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, can I have some infused empanadas, some vanilla snabu with some goodies in it?
Wow. So is this something that you thought up, or is it something that people were coming to you saying, "Hey, man, we really need to get something like this going and bring it down to the little people"?
No, this was something I was thinking up when I was doing my due diligence on capital requirements, because I was looking at capital requirements, and you're still near $1 million for the smallest possible cultivating facility. Like that, no one's got $1 million out sitting around, and it's especially hard to get capital financing for cannabis businesses because banks won't do loans on cannabis because of they're spooked by the federales.
So when you brought this to your colleagues on the board, what were they saying?
Actually, they responded really favorably to it, which is really good. Like I'm really hopeful that we'll be able to get something good in for the micro licenses, because it was well received by the board. We'll have to hammer out a few details and whatnot regarding how to implement it, but for the most part, I think we're going to get the micro licenses in, and. I think the micro licenses are important for a second reason is they give us a way to integrate the gray market into our legal industry. Because right now, I'm sure there are a ton of very talented growers who have their own operations going right now. But by the very nature of their operations, they can't be too big. They're probably going to be right around 500 square feet at best. So even allowing these type of licenses, it gives them an opportunity to come out of the gray market and legitimize themselves without changing their business model too much.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's just there's a bunch of different ways you could slice the benefits of micro licensing. Another one is that I believe micro licensing would be very consumer friendly because it would be a factor in the dropping of the prices of cannabis. Because as you know, cannabis can be quite expensive. And so I want you to consider the phenomenon of what just happened in the last 12 months or so. When legalization was going down, the average price of cannabis was probably about $900 an ounce. You know, it was pretty pricey. But since legalization has happened, the price of cannabis has dropped to about $500 an ounce, a significant drop. And I credit that almost entirely to small growers going out there and growing and dropping the price of cannabis by increasing the supply. And I imagine the micro licenses can much do the same thing, where they can help accelerate our curve to drop the prices of an average gram of cannabis, because when these markets open, cannabis always gets more expensive because there's always going to be a crunch on supply. There's not enough supply when these industries open up. And so I'm hoping that these micro license in conjunction with the bigger grows could help mitigate the crazy high prices we may see on day one, so that you know, we could get more affordable weed to the people. Like, really, that's what it is. It's affordability. I'm trying to make it affordable for the people to get in and affordable for the people to buy into it.
Well, someone who knows a lot about cannabis and weed, we've got our expert here,
Right
Mr. Chris Barnett. You wanted to...
You had me at $500 ounce. No, Will, let me ask.
How's it going, Chris?
It's going good. I was just outside smoking, not that, but the meat. But not. I just wanted.
I'll never tell, Chris.
Right.
I'll never tell.
I mean, it's legal. And I wanted to ask, Matt, when you talk about the micro licensing, with a lot of the regulations that are going to be in play, as far as you know, pesticides and all those other types of like technical growing rules and regs, do you think that the average grower who you just alluded to is kind of starting up and putting out crops to drop the price, do you think that they're meeting all those types of requirements if they're in place? And will they be able to?
Yeah, I think they should be able to make those requirements, because I mean, really the requirements that we have are not too crazy. They're cleanliness, they're basic security. These are the bare fundamentals that you need. So we like really the exercise for the Cannabis Control Board for the most part has been to try and take out rules more than it has been to add rules. We're trying to simplify the process because our rules were initially based on the medicinal rules, and medicinal rules when they were written were very strict. And so we went through it and we tried to take out as much of the unnecessary as we could. But you know, like I said, my guiding principle is I wanna regulate this like a potato. Like my personal dream, I'm not sure if anybody on the board shares this, but my personal dream is one day we live in the world where I can grow some cannabis, get myself a little business license over at Rev and Tax, and then go over to flea market and sell over there. You know, that's my dream.
Yeah.
But whether I could get the board that far liberal into the future, you know,
Good luck with that.
Try.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Yeah.
Right. What I see, Will, is I could see potentially big bud interests kind of squashing this micro license thing, because I mean it's going to be in direct competition with them.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very disruptive to their market, and I can tell you they're probably going to push back on us once this gets a little bit more coverage. They'll probably say things like, a 500 square foot can't make any money, but we've run the numbers, they can make some money. They'll say things like, the micro licenses are just going to get people broke. But I mean, let people take that chance. Let people have an opportunity to get into the market. Because even a 500 square foot is going to be a significant capital expense. It's just not as egregious as one of the biggest ones for people who can't get the financing. This is something that potentially 3 or 4 people with a little land and a little saved up money could potentially go in on together. Whereas the bigger grows are just out of reach for regular people.
So this isn't necessarily micro. You're talking about, like you said, 3 or 4 people having a team up. Is there anything in the works for, let's say, Wil Parkinson or, Chris Barnett or Sabrina Sauce-Mentanani, wants to do her 6 plants and flip it, to make back the power bill or whatever?
I'm sorry, say that again. You're kind of muffled.
How micro, so we're talking micro licensing, but you just said it would take 3 to 4 people to kind of cough up the cost and
No.
the space.
I'm not saying it would take 3 to 4 people. I'm saying, 3 to 4 people could just go in together. 3 or 4 buddies could just be like, hey guys, you want to try this? Like they couldn't have done that before. Is what I'm saying. And this is an like not everyone who tries this will succeed. But my hope is that for the people that do succeed, this is a steady source of income for them. And for the people that succeed beyond their wildest dreams, I hope that this is a bridge for them to become a bigger grower. And that this becomes a mechanism for them to jump up to a higher level.
So that's on the micro side. Where are we on the big bud side of things? Have we got people who are knocking on the door saying, I want to be on the scene? When can I start?
Yeah, like I've I don't know, I've probably heard about 5 or 6 potential players. So we'll see how many shake out from that. But I know there's definitely interest from the big business community.
Something else I've seen recently that I thought was pretty interesting is there's a couple shops that have popped up and they basically sell grow gear.
They sell what?
Like grow gear, like, they got soil, they got lights, all that kind of stuff. Right?
Oh yeah, No, those are fantastic. I was expecting them to start popping up because if you had ever gone to any of the hydroponic shops on Guam that were before those new ones opened, or any of the gardening shops, like Sunshine Mix number 6 is gone all the time. all the nutrients, those are, you could barely find cow mag some days, but so I'm not surprised that all these hydroponic stores are popping up because there's definitely a demand for it.
Right.
And the stores that did have them were always sold out. So I'm glad that there's more popping up.
What other types of peripheral industries do you think will pop up because of the legalization?
Support industries for sure. One I think would be very significant is maybe CO2 producers. They're like all these grows are going to need somebody to produce like CO2 for them. CO2 is part of the photosynthesis formula. It takes light plus water equals sugar and oxygen. Light, water, and CO2 equals sugar and oxygen. And so like realistically, once you've maxed out your light and you've maxed out your space, the only variable that can increase your yield is CO2. So that's going to be an important component in the ancillary industries. Other ancillary industries you might see is I think this is going to be a big one is green waste disposal. There's going to be a lot of things like stems and whatnot that are going to be produced in quite significant quantities, and there's going to have to be possibly an ancillary business that helps mitigate some of this waste product. Other ancillary businesses is just the supplies needed for the cannabis industry, the CO2, the nutrients, just everything that they can get in bulk for their grow is something I could see. And what other ancillary businesses can I see going on?
Let me ask you this, Will. So Let's say you have a business owner who owns, right now they own like a head shop, right? They sell the pipes, they sell the papers, whatever.
Yeah.
How easy or feasible is it going to be for that shop, which already sells like all the paraphernalia, if you will? How easy is it going to be for them to then sell cannabis?
In theory, they just need to get a dispensary license. And a common tactic that cannabis businesses use, especially if they're selling ancillary products like that, is they'll have a two-business model where they'll have one business license that's strictly for selling cannabis, and then they'll have another business license for people who for businesses that sell t-shirts, sell glass, sell things that are not cannabis related, but they basically have two businesses under one roof selling two different things. So that's so I mean, like, I don't see it as impossible for a head shop to suddenly be selling cannabis, just because nothing prohibits them from just getting a dispensary license and selling along with everyone else. I mean, they do have to make sure their like location is up to code and stuff.
Right.
Make sure it's not anywhere where children congregate.
How much is the dispensary license?
I believe the dispensary license is $5,000.
Okay. Bree, any questions?
But
No, I'm just blown away by all of this.
You're blown away by the light and
the real barrier to entry won't be the licensing fees, but really the startup costs. That's like the startup costs are pretty heavy up front. Like for every figure like $100 to $150 per square foot of actual growing space. So I mean, you think about a 10,000 square foot, $100 per square foot adds up quite a bit.
Let's talk about a different kind of bowls. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right on. So I don't know if you're a football guy.
Yes, I am. I am all in on the Tom Brady legend. He is the patron saint of abandoned puppies.
So is that it? Just Buccaneers because Brady?
Buccaneers because Brady. Yeah, I'm a Seahawks guy, so I'm bandwagoning at this point.
Right.
I'm bandwagoning at this point, and I honestly, I'm not a Patrick Mahomes fan. I'm just over that guy.
Why? What's wrong with Patrick Mahomes?
I want to see him get beaten by the best ever.
And then it builds him, and he comes back stronger as part of like the legend, right?
Exactly.
The long game, Bree.
Y'all just hate him.
He takes an L today, and then he gets a bigger W the next time. Yeah, I hate Tom Brady.
losing to the Giants in the Super Bowl because of that helmet catch. Imagine if that was his last Super Bowl.
Well, let me ask you this, Will. Who's got better bud, Kansas City or Tampa Bay?
Probably Tampa Bay, just because of the state they're in.
Right, Florida Stoners. That's kind of okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
But I don't know. Maybe Kansas City does have some good stuff. I had a buddy that used to travel around that area, and he would sing its praises.
Right on. Well, Will, it's been great talking with you. I had to come in and bail Bree out because I was outside barbecuing, and she was like, "I don't know what he's talking about."
I don't know a lot about weed.
So I was like, I'll be right there.
I know. I saw her eyes roll into the back of her head once I started talking about the photosynthesis.
Yeah.
Me, no, ganja. Me, no. What are you guys talking about?
You don't understand. All right, well, good luck. Did you bet any bud on the game, or what's the deal?
Do I got any money in the game? No, not this year. Like, I'm rooting for Tom Brady, but I wouldn't say I'm a betting man. Not this year.
Okay.
You said, do you have any
bud? All right, take it
easy. I said, do you have any bud on the game? That's what I said.
I didn't catch that.
You gotta, hey, I'm moving fast, man.
You're moving fast.
That's it. Okay, Will.
All right, you guys have a great morning.
You too,
Stay
man.
safe.
Take it easy. That's my friend Wil Parkinson. He's on the Cannabis Control Board.
Yeah, Yes.
He is like the biggest weed superhero on there. I don't even think any other people on the board know what weed looks like. So it's good to have someone who's like really all in, you know?
Could you imagine if I was on the board?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. That'd be like, Bree, your homework for this weekend, go watch all the Cheech and Chong movies. And then watch Pineapple Express. All right, what are we doing, guys? Is there a break? Can we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
We're gonna go back out. The meat's almost done. And
We're gonna check it with Kimmy from
Yeah.
IWS.
Sarge DePau just messaged me. He's like, Chris, we got to talk. All right, guys. So this is the link is brought to you by Carrier Cabo Enterprises. Over here. And sorry, were you looking at the side of my face this whole time? Great, good job, Joe, sir.
Don't like that.
No fair screenshotting, guys. All right, we'll take a break. We're back with more of the link next. Good morning.